Beginning, the ring she should not have had. The first time I saw her, she was standing in the center of the abandoned starport, illuminated by the faint blue glow of the emergency lights. Ganymede Station 7 had been shut down for years, closed after the mining corporations moved deeper into Jupiter's shadow. I only broke in because I was desperate for parts, desperate for work, desperate for anything that would keep me afloat another week. But I didn't expect anyone else to be there. Especially not her. Her silhouette shifted like a mirage. Long, iridescent hair floated around her as if the air itself adored her. Her skin glowed faintly, a warm, shifting gold, and she stood tall and quiet, as though time bent gently around her. I froze. She turned toward me. Her eyes were enormous, luminous, and strangely familiar. Then she lifted her hand and held out a ring, a shimmering, metallic band with a glowing inner core, unlike anything I had ever seen in human tech. "It belongs to you," she said softly. Her voice hit me like a warm breeze. My heart pounded. I've never seen you before." "You knew me once," she replied. "Long ago, in the life where you were my bonded partner." I blinked. "My what?" She stepped closer. Her presence filled the room with a strange, comforting resonance. "My husband," she said. My world tilted. Her voice didn't shake. Her eyes didn't flinch. She spoke with the calm certainty of someone stating a fact as simple as gravity. "My name is Seraphine," she said, "and I have traveled across galaxies to return what was taken from us." She pressed the glowing ring into my palm. The moment the metal touched my skin, the air vibrated, a soft hum rising between us like a pulse. Seraphine gasped. "It recognizes you." I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know who she was. And yet something deep inside me stirred. A flicker, a faint echo, a feeling like a memory behind fogged glass. "Why me?" I whispered. Seraphine smiled, sad, hopeful, trembling. "Because I never stopped looking for you." Middle. The truth about the ring. We moved into one of the old Starport maintenance rooms, the only place where the lights still flickered in some resemblance of life. Seraphine sat opposite me, her posture graceful, almost regal. I kept staring at the ring she gave me. "What is this?" I asked. "It is a Bond-Cypher," she explained. "A device used by my people, the Archali, to link souls. When two individuals agree to share their lives, the Bond-Cyphers synchronize their memories, emotions, and paths." "That sounds like marriage," I said slowly. Seraphine nodded. "Yes. And you once accepted mine." My mouth went dry. "But that's impossible. I've never met an Archali in my life." Her eyes softened. "Not in this life." The temperature in the room seemed to drop as she continued. "My people do not experience time the way humans do. We move through it like a river, fluid, winding, nonlinear. When I first found you, you were not this version of you. You were someone older, braver. You saved my world." "I saved your world?" I echoed. "You saved me," she whispered. Memory fragments flickered faintly in my head. Pain, fire, a collapsing star, a hand reaching for mine. But they vanished too quickly. Seraphine touched the ring. "When you gave this to me, we became bonded partners. But before the bond could complete, the temporal fracture occurred." "The what?" "The explosion that erased your timeline, sending you here." She reached out gently. "A place where you would live again, unaware of what we had." I stared at her, overwhelmed. "You're saying I died?" "Yes," she said softly. "And then you lived again." I swallowed. "But if that's true, how did you find me?" Her gold-lit eyes glimmered. "The bond never breaks. Not even across time." She held up her own ring, identical to mine, glowing with soft white-blue light. It called to me, led me across star systems, wormholes, and fractured realities. Until finally, I found you here. I stared at her. This stunning, impossible woman with eyes that looked at me as though I were the axis of her universe. And now what? I whispered. Seraphine looked down, suddenly fragile. Now you choose. The choice, choose what? I asked.
To remember, she said.
She placed her hand gently on the ring in my palm. If you wear this, the bond will restore what you lost. You will recall our life together, our vows, our battles, the night we stood under 2 moons and promised to defy the stars. Her voice trembled just barely. You will remember loving me. A tight ache formed in my chest. And if I don't wear it? I asked. Seraphine inhaled slowly, steadying herself. Then I leave you in peace. I return to my world, and we remain strangers forever. Silence pressed heavily around us. I didn't know her. Not really. But something inside me pulled toward her, a gravitational force I couldn't explain. The ring warmed in my hand, pulsing softly like a heartbeat. Seraphine, I whispered, what were we like before all this? Her eyes brightened, as though she'd waited centuries for that question. You were stubborn, she said. Too brave. Too reckless. Too good. You dove headfirst into danger to save people who hated you. A soft laugh escaped her. It infuriated me, but I admired you for it. What about us? I asked quietly. She reached out and touched my cheek with fingers warm and trembling. We were incomplete without each other. I exhaled shakily. But before I could speak, the floor shuddered. The lights flickered. A low, metallic rumble echoed through the starport. Seraphine stiffened instantly. They found us. The hunters of memory, 3 figures emerged from the shadows of the corridor, tall, armored, with glowing red visors. They moved like living machines. Seraphine's voice dropped to a whisper. The Khyrosians. Friends of yours? I muttered. She shook her head. Memory thieves. The lead hunter stepped forward. Seraphine of the Arcali. Surrender the Bond-Cypher. The treaty forbids restoring the past. Seraphine stepped in front of me. He has the right to choose. He is an anomaly, the hunter hissed. He belongs to a dead timeline. I belong to myself, I snapped. The hunter turned toward me, visor glowing. Human, you do not understand what the bond will cost you. What? I demanded. The moment your memories return, the fracture will correct itself. The hunter pointed at Seraphine. And she will vanish. I froze. Seraphine's eyes widened, not with surprise, but with sorrow. You knew, I whispered. She nodded once, barely. If you remember, the hunter continued, your timelines will reconnect. Your past self will overwrite this version of you, and she will return to her universe alone. I felt sick. Seraphine stepped toward me. You must choose, she said softly. The decision the hunters advanced. Seraphine reached for my hand. The ring pulsed between us. You can stay as you are, she whispered. Live your life. Be free. Her voice cracked. And I will carry our memories alone. I stared at her, this woman who had crossed galaxies and timelines for me, knowing that restoring our bond might erase her future. You came all this way, I said hoarsely. For me. I came for us, she corrected. Even if only one of us remembers. Emotions tore at me. Fear, longing, love I didn't fully understand. I don't want to lose you, I whispered. She smiled, a small, bittersweet smile. You already have, but you can save the man you once were. The hunters raised their weapons. Seraphine stepped protectively in front of me one last time.
Choose now, she said.
My pulse thundered. My fingers closed around the ring. And I made my choice. Ending the memory of us, I slipped the ring onto my finger. The world ignited. Lights surged through my body, memories exploding like stars reawakening. I saw her, Seraphine, laughing, crying, fighting beside me. I saw our vows beneath the twin moons. I felt the warmth of her hand in mine. The moment we exchanged the Bond-Cyphers. The explosion that tore us apart. My final words to her as the fracture swallowed me. Find me. Seraphine gasped as the bond surged between us, stronger, brighter than ever. And then, she vanished. The hunters vanished. The starport vanished. And I was standing alone in an endless white void, breathing hard, holding the memory of a life I had lived once and lost twice. But the ring on my finger glowed softly. A familiar voice whispered in my mind, I am waiting for you, across the river of time. I closed my eyes. A tear slid down my cheek. I'll find you, I whispered, just like you found me. The void rippled, and a door of shimmering light opened. I stepped toward it, knowing exactly where I needed to go. Back to her. Back to the woman who had offered me a ring across galaxies. Back to the life we once shared. Because she was right. We were incomplete without each other.